In 2022, the gateways are opening to a very high spiritual consciousness, while we simultaneously release the old limiting ways of seeing and being. Massive global changes are underway. They have been underway for a very long time. And 2022 will be a year of continuing progress for the birthing of a new earth. If you are watching this video, then it is likely that you were guided here to help lead these shifts by way of embodying the new earth in your awareness, lifestyle, and spiritual presence. Get centered, grab your journal, and tune in to receive the angels' messages on what to expect in the year 2022. When I connected with the angels to receive messages on this upcoming year, Archangel Michael came in strong and clear and guided me to channel the following words for you. Precious child of love, do not be afraid. I am the Archangel Michael, and I am your protector and teacher in the way of divine truth. Those who are huddled in fear at the changes afoot on planet Earth, rise. Rise and open your heart, for the changes you now witness and partake in are natural progressions of harmony. These changes need not be painful, and truly are not painful when you do not resist them in fear. When instead you open to transformation with faith and trust, it can swiftly deliver you to wisdom and to the joyous celebration of your spiritual blossoming. All the forces of heaven are with you, and so there is not a moment in which you can be anything but protected, loved, and supported in infinite strength and nourishment. You are the light of the world, for heaven shines from within your heart. You, dearest beloved child of the light, are therefore an artist of heaven on earth. I am the Archangel Michael, and I love and watch over you eternally. We are in the birthing process for a new world. Birthing pains are a normal side effect of this, and you can respond to those birthing pains in one of two ways. You can resist and fear the effects of change, thereby creating more tension, confusion, and conflict, or you can embrace, trust, and accept the effects of change. You can relax and breathe into them, transcending tension and confusion with faith and wonderment, thereby creating space for peace, inspiration, and innovation. You are the artist of your life. You are the chooser. And your contribution, the way you choose to dance with the world's changes at this time, has the power to guide the collective into either greater peace or greater chaos. Know this, the changes we're experiencing now on the planet are irreversible. We're closing the old way of life and opening to a new one. This theme has increased in momentum over the past several years, and rapid growth will continue for several years more, with particularly important changes occurring through 2024. 2022 will be a year of extremes, but remember, storms have a very balancing effect on the world. They help to cleanse and purge tensions and wash the world in subsequent peace. So let's talk about some of the major themes we're going to see this year. First off, an ongoing theme from 2021 will continue, and that theme is the struggle between boundaries and freedom. The desire for freedom and authenticity will be squaring off against the old structures, rules, and systems of the old world. This is likely to bring hidden corruption or deep-level traumas to the surface so that they can be revealed, reviewed, and healed. We will likely see continued conflicts between the old and the new. We will be guided to face what about our lives, both personally and collectively, is unsustainable, and what needs to arise in place of those things. Technology will continue to be under the spotlight as both the light and the dark aspects of its potential are examined and resculpted. And extreme weather patterns, mostly including water and fire, will likely arise as Mother Earth's intelligent systems respond to the shifting energies of this world. 2022 is essentially a year in which we are being challenged to truly walk our talk. It's a time to build the physical systems that will support our ideals and dearest hopes. It's a time to do and embody your truth with actions and lifestyle, not just thoughts and words. So let's go deeper into the guidance for each month of the year and highlight all of the biggest shifts we should be looking out for. I'll be pulling cards for each month from the Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine, as well as sharing angel guidance and information on the major cosmic events. The card I pulled for the month of January is the Six of Earth. Six of Earth. Six of Earth indicates that January is going to be a really balancing month for your finances, home, and material situation. You may find new career opportunities coming your way, a financial windfall coming in, an opportunity to clear away old debt, or more time and opportunity to get things done so that you can put your life into balance. This is really a great way to start off 2022, since we'll be seeing a lot of this theme about balancing throughout the whole year. In fact, in numerology, 2022 is a 6 year. The vibration of 6 encompasses balancing and nurturing, especially for relationships. It's a time for healing and nurturing your home and family life, balancing self-reliance with community interdependence, and for refining responsibilities that support your hearth, home, marriage, family, or community. So in a nutshell, we're starting off these year-long themes right away in January. January will be a month of relationship growth, material, home, and foundation support, and community connections that have the potential to further your career. The card for February is the King of Water. King of Water. This card brings really good news, and I'll tell you why. You see, February is going to bring the spotlight to the United States of America. In February, the United States will be starting something that astrologers call a Pluto return. A Pluto return usually marks significant events. France's Pluto return brought the death of Napoleon, Russia's Pluto return brought the death of Stalin, and Spain's Pluto return was the year that the dictator Franco relinquished power. Now, the US is going to be experiencing its Pluto return in the sign of Capricorn. Pluto in Capricorn rules government, big corporations, banks, and other major structures. So we'll likely see the beginning of an overhaul for things like government, banking, the economy, corporations, and the exposure of corruption. Now, not only does the US have its Pluto return in February, but it also has its Neptune half return in opposition. This signifies big revelation, particularly having to do with our society, civil unrest, and civil imbalances. It's highly likely that this revelation or shift will preclude some major events of change, and this will influence the rest of the world. The US will essentially be standing at a fork in the road, facing the same themes that were prevalent at its birth: liberty, justice, equality, and freedom. The US will either take the path of higher equality and justice, or it can choose a more destructive path. However, as I mentioned, the King of Water card we pulled is a really good sign. The King of Water is a card that represents trustworthiness, authenticity, and altruism prevailing in leadership. It also represents the most benevolent and honorable aspects of the divine masculine coming out to heal the wounded or imbalanced aspects of masculine energy. Values such as integrity and truth, protection of the weak and vulnerable, and selfless giving and providing prevail here over things like greed, narcissism, and exploitation. The seeds of these positive values will likely begin to be sown around February, even if we see chaotic or destructive events on the surface. It will then be up to us to nurture and protect those good seeds so that they can grow. Now, a major date to watch for this February will be February 2nd. The date will be 2/2/2022, and both Pluto and Neptune will be aligned with the Earth at 22 degrees. 22 is a master number in numerology that represents the master builder or master architect. It brings in the vibration of deep wisdom that is applied towards the act of creation, of building the literal infrastructure of a new world. This date will be bringing in powerful waves of spiritual energy that will activate leaders. All the light workers whose highest soul intentions are to lead the new earth will be activated, inspired, or awakened in some way that will catalyze their divine life's purpose and help them to rise as active leaders in the co-creation of a more harmonious world. Our card for March is the Page of Air. Page of Air. The Page of Air represents unexpected changes coming to the surface. If you're strongly attached to a certain expectation or perspective on how things are, get ready for this to be shaken up in March. This month will likely bring a big shift in your perspective of the truth, helping you to face and accept things that maybe you didn't see before in your shadow. This is going to be a good time to remember Archangel Michael's guidance. When you resist a change out of fear, that change can feel more painful. When you accept and trust in change, however, you are more likely to see the blessings it is bringing in. Remember that it is far better to see the honest truth and thereby get the chance to heal instabilities than it is to remain blind. Call on Archangel Michael this month to cut your cords to negative attachment and help you to focus on self-liberation through holding a mindset of deep love and trust in what is unfolding. April brings us the Two of Water card. Two of Water. Two of Water is all about forgiveness, healing, and the positive resolution of conflicts, which leads to healthier, more functional relationships. This is such a hopeful, positive message for April because April is going to be another month for massive collective shifts. In April, Jupiter and Neptune will be aligning in the sign of Pisces. This will mark one of the greatest spiritual awakenings to come for many years. It represents the realization of humanity's unity and reliance upon one another. According to the angels, what comes up this month will be stirring and catalyzing awakenings that will help humanity in the co-creation of heaven on earth. Spiritual healing and growth will be major themes. Deep emotions, psychic revelations, and personal breakthroughs will be huge during this time. And this will actually help to revolutionize culture. People will be undergoing healing that will later help them to raise their voices and creativity in ways that will nourish the spirit of our global human cultures. This influx of energy will peak on April 12th, by the way, so that will be a great time to set aside for spiritual retreat, meditation, healing work, or artwork. The card for the month of May is the Eight of Water. Eight of Water. So this watery theme surrounding emotions, spirituality, and the psyche will be continuing in the month of May. According to the angels, whatever you realized, healed, or achieved in April will be blooming in May. So you may find yourself working to create a life that matches the visionary ideals you received. You may find yourself working to build something more meaningful for your life. And all of this work will help you to continue to progress in deep spiritual and emotional growth and healing. A particularly important date to mark down will be May 16th, when we'll be having a total lunar eclipse. This will begin a cycle of eclipses dancing around in the energies of Taurus and Scorpio. These eclipses will be different than the ones we've had for the last several years. This energy emphasizes the juxtaposition between the inner emotional spiritual shifts you've been experiencing with the physical reality of this world. This ushers in dramatic changes that will help us to shift and refine our values, both within our hearts and in the physical structures of our outer world. The card for the month of June is the World. The World. Beautiful. On the 6th month of this 6th universal year, we're going to be experiencing an energy of beautiful harmony. The World card represents a culmination of your efforts and energies, resulting in joy, gratitude, and fulfillment. June is going to be a great month to celebrate life, have fun, and focus on the energy of love. This is the perfect time to recharge your batteries after all the intensive inner work of the first half of this year. So plan some time to connect with the people you love and enjoy the harmony of community, family, and the sweetness of living. July's card is the Four of Earth. Four of Earth. The Four of Earth card is all about grounding and balancing your choices, especially choices having to do with financial, earthly, material concerns. At a personal level, this means it will be important to make grounded, balanced choices for your personal finances. It's not the time to be impulsive or overly emotional about practical concerns, but instead to be centered in careful planning and reliable solidity. At a collective level, July will bring the start of a cycle of intense changes that will continue for the rest of 2022. Changes having to do with reviewing the fundamentals of the American Constitution and seeding a potential overhaul for government, corporations, and banks. The best possible outcomes will occur when we make grounded, sustainable choices that invest in the long-term future and that support altruistic giving that nurtures large communities. Our card for the month of August is the Nine of Water. Nine of Water. August is going to be another month like June. It's a time for celebration, wishes coming true, and joy in your love, home, and family life. You may also see a spotlight on your personal healing this month. However, remember that not all healing has to be difficult. Sometimes the best healing occurs through laughter, peace, rest, and joy. September's card is the Chariot. The Chariot. The Chariot is a card that symbolizes great personal achievements and receiving some kind of public or communal recognition for that success. September is a month already steeped in the energy of harvest, abundance, and fruition. And this September will bring a particularly sweet energy for this. You'll see the fruits of your hard work and willpower, opportunities to build and strengthen your communication skills, and a strong emphasis on walking your talk. Living your truth and authenticity will be a major component of your personal success, and September will be bringing you lessons to support you in this. Our card for the month of October is the King of Earth. King of Earth. Beautiful. The King of Earth is like King Midas. Everything you touch turns to gold. This card symbolizes manifesting abundance, golden opportunities, and celebrating your success with generosity. This is a beautiful portent for the month of October because October is going to be another major month for collective spiritual shifts. First off, during October, we'll be seeing the cosmic alignment Saturn square Uranus. This is a transit that came in several times during 2021 and is coming in strong again in October and November of 2022. This will mark a shift in the struggle between boundaries and freedom, bringing revolutionary energy to the surface of our collective. We also have a solar eclipse on October 25th and Jupiter moving into the sign of Pisces on October 28th. What all of this means is that October will be a month of major breakthroughs. We'll be breaking through the limiting boundaries of the past and liberating ourselves to claim success and abundance now. Wherever you had experienced hard work and slow progress in the past, you're now going to experience a leap forward, including the rewards and fruits of your labor. This spells out good things for the collective shifts going on. We may likely see the energy of civil struggle starting to shift towards innovation and solutions. So keep the faith and keep holding a vision of collective love for our planet. November's card is the Page of Earth. Page of Earth. The Page of Earth is a card that represents receiving good news, especially about financial matters. So we'll see that theme of financial healing or success continuing this month. This is also a wonderful energy for learning something new, delving into something intellectually stimulating, or becoming inspired by a big opportunity. There will also be a total lunar eclipse on November 8th, representing deep inner shifts. Remember, our eclipses this year will be on the Scorpio-Taurus axis, representing a huge shift in values. So systems like money and social structures will be changing in direct response to the surfacing of old traumas that will have the opportunity to heal. Even if this brings up hard work, Don't worry, it's all for the higher good, because we'll be paving the way for healthier communities, the nourishment of togetherness, and taking care of our earth. Our final card for the month of December is Six of Air. Six of Air. Six of Air is a card that represents seeing light on the horizon. This card acknowledges the fact that there has been pain and difficulty in the past, and it shows that whatever had been painful or stuck is now getting an opportunity for healing release. The major theme for the month of December is going to be hope. Keep the light of your hope burning like a bright beacon in your heart this month. Your hope and light has the power to light other people's hearts, and therefore bring greater understanding and unity to the world. There will be great healing shifts going on within the collective heart and soul of humanity. And yes, this might shake some people, but the most important thing for you to remember is to keep your life pure, simple, and filled with open space. The more quiet and simplicity you create, the more space you have to integrate and channel healing. This will be important to remember, not only in December, but all throughout the year, because you are literally an instrument for higher consciousness. You were guided to these messages today because you have the power to hold space for a more loving way of seeing and being in this world. According to the angels, yes, in 2022, we are going through major changes, but in these changes, there is nothing to fear. In truth, we were all born for this. And when you hold a mindset of faith instead of fear, you'll begin to feel and see that these changes are opening the gateways to the potential for a greater harmony and peace. The more we see and trust in this greater potential for goodness, the more we can co-create it and hold strong, nurturing space for its growth. Thank you so much for tuning in and receiving these divine transmissions. Let me know how these messages resonated with you in the comments below. And thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell. If you'd like to make a truly meaningful and powerful personal spiritual shift in the year 2022, then click the link I left for you in the description below to sign up for a free one-on-one call with me to discuss your spiritual path and see if you might be a good fit for my Angelic Ascension program, where we'll be working together to awaken your spiritual gifts and raise your vibration towards the higher consciousness of love. I love you so much. I'm wishing you a beautiful and happy new year, and know until next time that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye!